Erg ahoy, mateys, and welcome back to Pittsburgh Pirates Baseball and Out of the Park Baseball 25, featuring Captain Jack Sparrow as played by Walkhead Inn. Thanks for sticking around and watching this disastrous season come to an end. We probably have 2 more episodes in this season before we hit the road running with our off-season extravaganza, where we see if we can fix things. In the short term, though, one thing I was looking at before I started this video was our team salaries, and we are actually in a pretty good area financially. I think I calculated what we have moving forward, dropping off any big name contracts that are going to end, and I don't anticipate re-signing anyone. We're at about $40 million, which is great. I'm going to try and stay under 80 as much as I can. The goal for this series will always be to stay in the bottom 5 payrolls in the league and win a World Series somehow. Right now, we're a lot farther away from that goal than I would hope. But I was looking at some of the guys that I might be interested in extending, and none of those are on that list. But David Bednar is a guy that I would like to offer a long-term deal to. Rowdy Tellez, unfortunately, is realistically completely out of our reach, which is hilarious given that he netted nothing of value in the trade deadline. So big sigh there. But Ryan Borucki is a guy that I think we would like to offer a contract extension to. This is way too much money, and we probably won't do anything in that range, but something to look at. Matthew Boyd, not anyone we're looking at. And then for the most part after that, it's all minor league contracts heading into arbitration. A couple guys of note that I do want to offer some contracts to might be Nick Gordon, though he does have an arbitration 3 years ahead of him on there. And then O'Neal Cruz is a guy I would like to lock up long term. This is going to be a tough ask to do, but I think we're probably looking somewhere in this range for him, though we can certainly go down a lot in terms of player demand versus what we can offer. But we'll look at this a little bit later in our next video. Right now, I just kind of want to get to about mid-September, maybe a little bit farther. We'll probably play a game or two. If there are any long-term contracts you are interested in exploring, let me know in the comments. But I think we've covered really what we need to at this point. I think I can hold off a year on Suwinski, though it might be beneficial to try and lock him up given how bad of a year he has, because sometimes you can get guys to sign for much less on down years. But as far as guys like Skeens, Meyer, Jones are real key long-term prospects. Henry Davis, we don't have to worry about signing them for a few years. So financially, we're in a good spot right now, especially losing contracts like Marco Gonzalez, Martin Perez, Andrew McCutchen coming up in the next year. I'm assuming McCutchen's going to retire, though we could be open to resigning him. Probably not going to resign Eric Lauer. So just some things to note. Let's go ahead and simulate our Cleveland series here as we continue to suck completely. If you didn't watch the last episode, you can get a good glimpse at how bad we are. And we continue that trend with Jared Jones doing terribly against Cleveland. Gavin Williams goes 7 2/3, gives up no earned. And then Jalen Beeks, who is about this bad in real life this year for Colorado, I believe, gives up 4 earned in 1 inning, but they were so far ahead it didn't even matter. So we'll get Shane Bieber up next, and we'll just go ahead and hit finish today. I've received a personal message. I guess we have player development updates and roster expansion. So we'll go ahead and add some guys to our roster here. And I'll do that by clicking the correct button that I want to do. That's organization. We can expand up to 28 guys. See if there's anyone really worth calling up. I think Vidal Brujan would be my first choice, so I'll go ahead and give him a call up. I think that adds him to the 40-man roster, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, No one's really jumping out at me. We do have a lot of injuries right now. Joe Perez could be a guy that we look at to get some pro at bats right now. It does throw him on the 40-man roster, but he is Rule 5 eligible too, so it might be worth throwing him on the 40-man roster to get him off the Rule 5 eligibility list, even though I don't think anyone would draft him anyway. Carter Benz is another option, but probably not. Jared Triolo is another guy too. He should be a pro player. I think he is in real life a pro player this year. Let's just go with him. He seems like the easiest choice. We'll review our roster expansion and we'll go ahead and let's actually play this game with our roster expansion here. And we'll give our new guys a look. So it'll be JT Brubaker against Triston McKenzie on the mound. Two pretty bad teams coming into this game. So nothing major for either team. We'll get Bruhan in there at, maybe he'll play in place of O'Neal Cruz. Was tired. I hate sitting O'Neal Cruz against a right-handed pitcher though. So maybe I will opt against that and we'll bench Nick Gordon, who is currently on a cold streak. We have Matt Gorski over here. Our other guy that we called up was Jared Triolo, who is tired, so we'll give him a rest going into this one. And we'll put Xavier Edwards. Now I'll hold off on him. Yeah, that looks fine to me. I'll bump Bruhan down to the 6th spot. We'll go ahead and start this game. All right. So a night game here in Cleveland, or actually an afternoon game. It's just dark out. 1:30 p.m. O'Neal Cruz will get the lead off at bat. Welcome to Progressive Field. So it looks like it might fall in. It does out in the corner. Should be a leadoff double for O'Neal. And here we go. We've had good starts like that before go nowhere, so I'm not going to get too excited as I talk through the giant block of text there. Let's see if Ke'Bryan Hayes can get us going in the right direction here. 2-0 count. Hits it in the opposite direction over to first base. Advances the runner into sacrifice position, but that is the first out of the game for McKenzie. Ryan Reynolds up now. 1-0 pitch. Makes contact right over to where Ke'Bryan Hayes hit it the last time, but that does bring in the run. So 2 sacrifice grounders bring in O'Neal Cruz, and we're on the board with Rowdy Tellez, our all-star first baseman. Shooting it out into the left field area. Easy play for Florial. And that is the top of the first. All right, so JT Brubaker on the mound for the Pirates. Has Ryan Rocchio leading off for Cleveland. And that'll fly out. Looks like Ke'Bryan Hayes will play it, and he does. 1 up, 1 down. Josh Naylor up second. 26 home runs in this game. And a lead off, or sorry, not a lead off, but a 1-out single. Bounces right in front of Olivares out and right, and they have their first base runner with the ever-dangerous Jose Ramirez up, who gets hit by a pitch. And now they have runners in scoring position with Kyle Manzardo up in that DH spot, and he strikes out swinging. Out number 2. Bo Naylor up next. 0-2 count. Should be good, and it is. So Brubaker strikes out 2. Gets out of the inning unscathed, and the Pirates have the lead. And Olivares to start off the second. He goes down swinging. Vidal Brujan in his first at-bat of the year for us ends up getting hit by a pitch, so maybe a receipt on the Jose Ramirez hit by pitch, and we will make them pay for that, hopefully. Brujan's going to go, and he is there. So that hit by a pitch turns into a double, and now Suwinski. Oh, didn't strike out. I was almost positive he was going to strike out there, so Makes contact to first base again, moves the runner over, so maybe we can do another sacrifice action here with Henry Davis up. Full count, makes contact, hits it out into center, and that will be caught. And I totally forgot there was already an out, so it wasn't a sacrifice situation at all. Bad play calling by me on the play-by-play there. My apologies. It's a good crack of the bat by Davis, too. I thought that might fall in. But nothing doing. So 1 up, 1 down to start the bottom of the second for Brubaker. That's shot out into center. Looks like Suwinski should have it, and he does. And here comes Kevin Kiermaier, third batter of the inning. And on the first pitch, he'll make contact and shoot it right up the middle to get himself on board for the second Guardians hit of the ballgame. Into Tyler Freeman, who's also going to swing on the first pitch, and that makes it through as well. So men at first and second now with 2 singles right up the middle. Brocchio up. 2-1 count. Makes contact. 3 hits right up the middle. Might get a play at the plate. Suwinski's going to throw it home, but I think he is safe, and he is. We are all tied up. All right, here comes Josh Naylor. I'm going to play... I guess it doesn't really... We'll do a weak shift to the right. And that's a walk, so it doesn't matter. And Jose Ramirez grounds out with the bases loaded. Prime opportunity for him to do something good, and he does not. It's almost like he plays for the Pirates. All right, McCutchen to start off the third. We're tied up now. 1 up, 1 down. Here comes O'Neal Cruz. Makes contact out into left field again, but this time it was too much of an arc. Florial able to get under it. That is out number 2. Brian Hayes up now. Makes contact, shoots it out into right field. Should be an easy play. And it is. 3 up, 3 down for Triston McKenzie, who's settling into a groove. Brubaker, on the other hand, unwinding more and more every inning. Does start out with a fly out to left in the third, and Naylor flies out to right. Great play by Eddie Olivares to put that one away. Here comes Estevan Florial. Still a little bloop single out into center there. Here comes Valera now. And he goes down swinging, but it's a wild pitch. Davis makes up for it, gets the out at first. And that is the end of the third. All right. Whoa. My apologies there. All right, so Brian Reynolds up. 2-2 count against McKenzie, and he goes down swinging. McKenzie's second of the day. First pitch for Tellez will be contact here, and it is just skied up to second base. 2 up, 2 down, and here comes Eddie Olivares. Makes contact. Might fall in. It does. We have a base runner for Vidal Brujan. First base runner of the game for him. Up, and he makes contact. Might fall in as well, and it does. So 2 little bloop singles out into left field. And we have ourselves a situation here for Jack Suwinski to ground out. Tisk, tisk, tisk. All right. Bottom of the fourth coming up here. Kiermaier started things off and got the first run of the game scored. We'll do the same there. It's a nice little single right past Brujan. Tyler Freeman up. He goes for a bunt. And he took it for a ball and then makes contact with the bunt there. They'll get him at first, but he does advance the runner. Interesting sacrifice situation, especially since he did get a hit earlier. Rocchio strikes out looking, and Josh Naylor, 1-2, and he strikes out looking as well. I think the last one was a strikeout swinging. Just thinking faster than I can talk here. Henry Davis to start off the 5th. The warning track, but should be an out, and it is. McCutcheon up next, likely a strikeout, and strikes out with the check swing. O'Neal Cruz up with 2 outs, and I don't know what happened there. Catcher's interference. Interesting. I think that's the first time we've seen that in this game, or in this series. O'Neal Cruz successfully steals and turns that catcher's interference into a double, effectively. Ke'Bryan Hayes, let's see if he can bring him in. It's going to be close. Yeah, out in the corner. That'll be a double. RBI double, at least for Ke'Bryan Hayes. Maybe a triple, the way he's playing it over there, and it is. He's going to slide in there and get himself a triple. Push the lead 2-1. Excellent. Let's see if Rowdy Tellez can, or sorry, Brian Reynolds can bring him in. Nope. Strikes out looking. And that is the top of the 5th. So we do extend the lead, or not extend the lead, gain the lead by 1. Let's see if Brubaker can hang on here. Strikes out Ramirez to start things off, and then gets a line drive to Brujan at second for out number 2. Bo Naylor takes the walk. I think we have to start looking at maybe subbing Brubaker out of this game at this point. Florial grounds it to short. O'Neal Cruz should have an easy play at second base, and he does. Brubaker gets out of it. Looking at their lineup coming up next. A bunch of lefties there. Falter and Perez are a bit tired. Might go with Barucki here. Rowdy Tellez starts things off with a leadoff walk. Eddie Olivares up next. Makes contact out into right field. I think that's going to be an out, and it is. Blair plays it out into foul territory. Brujan up next. Makes contact. Could be a double play, and it is. Excellent 4-6-3 double play there. Puts him away. And here we go. Valera to start things off. Strikes out swinging. I think that's strikeout number 7 for Brubaker today, and it is. And then a full count to Kiermaier ends up being a walk, so he's 2 singles and a walk now for Kiermaier. Throw to first. Keep him honest. And also get Bailey Falter going. And makes contact. Looks like he'll advance him. Whoa, what just happened there? Did they get him? Yeah, they got the lead runner. Thought he was for sure going to advance him, but I guess not. Rocchio up with 2 outs. This will be Brubaker's last batter. And grounds it over to Ke'Bryan Hayes. Should be the inning, and it is. So Brubaker gets the quality start. Gives up only 1 through 6, but he will be replaced in the next inning, likely by Ryan Barucki. With that string of lefties in a row there. Suwinski will lead off the top of the 7th for us. And that's a ground out to first. So 3 ground outs for Suwinski. No strikeouts, interestingly enough. McKenzie is still on the mound. He's been very efficient, even though he's on the hook for the loss. That one goes right past the third baseman and shortstop. Now 1 out single for Henry Davis. We're going to go ahead and see if he can steal. He's got legs for a catcher, but apparently not legs enough. And let's bunt. Let's do a sacrifice here. McCutcheon's been so bad. Nope, I guess that did not work out at all. That'll be a fly out to left field for out number 2. And we'll get Barucki going again in the bullpen. And O'Neal Cruz makes contact out into the gap. I think it's going to hang up long enough for the out, and it is. Florial puts it away. And we head into the bottom of the 7th as they play the 7th inning stretch. All right. Borucki is in, and he's going to start poorly with Josh Naylor. Makes contact, and that will be a single, so even worse than I thought it might be. And Jose Ramirez now hitting from the right side, and it might be a ground out into a double play, and it is not, just gets the lead runner at second. Juan Brito coming into pinch hit. And that is out into right field. Should be an out for Olivares, and it is. And Bo Naylor up. Makes contact. Over to second base. Brujan throws him out at first, and Borucki successful with the hold situation there. I think we'll probably go with Falter in the next inning. Brian Hayes to start off the 8th. Makes contact. Had that big triple to give us the lead in the 5th, but a ground out to Ramirez at 3rd. McKenzie doing his best to keep the Guardians in this. It's Brian Reynolds to sky it up. Out number 2. Rocchio came way in to get that. And here comes Rowdy Tellez. Walked in his last at bat. Makes contact this time, and it gets right past the second baseman for a 2-out single. Debating in my head if I want to put a pinch runner in, and I'll just go ahead and swing away. Not going to get that minute. Eddie Olivares didn't do anything anyway. This guy's up to the catcher, and that is the top of the 8th. And Borucki. Keep him in there. Knowles come into pinch hit, and that will be out into center field. Suwinski should have it, and he does. 1 up, 1 down. George Valera up next. And that's contact over to Brujan at second for out number 2. And Kiermaier, who's been their best hitter so far today, makes contact over to Cruz at short. And that's out number 3, so the first time we've gotten Kiermaier out in the game. And we will go ahead and sit Falter and get our closer, David Bednar, going. Vidal Brujan to start off the top of the 9th. We'll see if we can get Bednar a bit of a cushion here. Ground out to the first baseman to start the inning. Suwinski up next. No strikeouts in this game for Jack Suwinski. Good for him. And I think that's a home run. Wow. Everything's coming up Jack Suwinski in this game. No strikeouts and a home run. Best game of the season, or at least best game since May. Pushes the lead to 2 now. Henry Davis strikes out for out number 2. And here comes Kutch. Makes contact out into center. Should be an out. And it is. But Bednar now has a 2-run lead. A little bit more comfortable. Just toss him into the fire against Tyler Freeman to start things off, the 9-hitter. 1-2 count. He puts him down, swinging. 1 up, 1 down for Bednar. Rocchio up next, and he'll make contact on the first pitch. And that is a home run. Ooh. So undoes the Suwinski home run. And things are a little more nervous for the Bucks. Naylor gets a single out into left. Here comes Jose Ramirez, who has not had a good game to this point. And he will ground out into a double play to make his day even worse. Bednar gets the save, even though he does give up the home run. And raise the Jolly Roger. The Pirates have won. So, something nice to look at here. So, Brubaker keeping us on the straight and narrow in that one. Some decent hitting, but not great. You'd like to get either more runs on the 7 hits or more hits in general and do some small ball. But we made it. Can't complain with a win. And we will finish the day. And we will finish another day. Loss at Chicago. This one, Borucki starts into Meyer. Meyer looked good. So that's promising. We just didn't do anything offensively. 3 hits total, so as many hits in that one as we had runs. And then our next game, Marco Gonzalez is able to come off the IL, which I like. Who are we going to get rid of? I guess Matthew Boyd makes the most sense. I will go ahead and waive him because he is doing terrible. Oops. Forgot how to do this stuff. All right, so waivers. I guess I needed to DFA him too, right? There you go. That's how you play baseball. Mike Burrows is still on the IL for 7 days. Gonzalez gets called up, and we will go back to our pitching staff and switch to a 5-man rotation. I believe Jared Jones is ready to go for our next start here. This will be against Kyle Hendricks. I kind of want to play this, even though Hendricks is having a very good year right now. I'll go ahead and sim it and see how that goes. And not terrible. Could have been a lot worse. Jared Jones does get a quality start. 4 strikeouts through 6. Marco Gonzalez, of all people, gets the blown save. Sorry, it was Martin Perez who came back, right? He did good. Wait, no, maybe it was Marco Gonzalez, right? Marco Gonzalez just came off the IL. And blew it. Absolutely blew it. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. Apparently I'm losing my mind. But we have a lot of middling starters who are in our bullpen. So we have a Washington series coming up, and I'm kind of debating if I want to play that or play something in my Miami series. And I think I'm going to play. Well, if we do Washington, the first game of Miami will be a Jared Jones start. So let's go ahead and do that. And before I do that, I just want to double check and make sure, see if Paul Skeens is back healthy. He is. He's not doing hot, but he's not doing terrible. Just building it up. Luis Ortiz is down there, just hanging out. Just hanging out. Hanging with Mr. Cooper. All right, pick up a win. We have some job offers. We have a PM from Rowdy Tellez who would like to stay in Pittsburgh. That's great news. Are you going to take a 1-year contract extension for $5 million? Let's see. He'll probably hate me after this. Ask for response. Yeah, he doesn't like that. So, well, not willing to work with you if you're asking for that much money because I cannot offer that. I'm just going to go ahead and decline all these World Baseball Classic job offers because I don't care. And we'll continue. Loss following that one to Jake Irvin. It was like an interesting two guys going 4 innings. Brubaker, good, not great. Perez comes in and blows it. I guess that's snafu, right? Eric Lauer got the win in our last game. We'll do another finish today and another 4-2 simulated victory. This time it was the Barucki into Meyer show, and Meyer does pick up the win. Goes 6 strong, so that strategy seems to be working with Meyer as the follower there. Offensively, it looks like it was a comeback victory in the 7th. Or not necessarily a comeback victory. I guess it was. It was a low-scoring game up until the 7th when we broke things open with a walked run. Wow. Against Meyer? That seems incorrect because Meyer's not even batting here. I don't know what's going on. Walk. It looks like McCutcheon. So they probably did a weird thing where they the code doesn't grab the DH or something. We have been seeing some weird things with this over the course of this. Looks like Jared Triolo did hit a home run, though. Big time in the 7th. So like that. And we'll go ahead and finish one more day. And we win the series. So a 3-1 series win. Yasmani Grandal hates me. He's asking for a trade, but unfortunately you're asking for a trade after the trade deadline. So I apologize, buddy. But finalized draft signings, we've already done that. Let's go ahead and play our game against Miami. It'll be Jared Jones against AJ the Puke. And AJ Puck. Man, what an interesting talent in real life. Meanwhile, we have a kind of interesting lineup here. I think I'm going to give O'Neal Cruz the sit today. We'll put Bruhan at short. Gorski's going to play center for us. What other weird options do I have? I have Jared Triolo hanging around here somewhere. He can play third short. Let's actually put Triolo in short, see what that looks like. Kind of crazy, but coming off a good game. Xavier Edwards is going to play second for me here. Brian Reynolds, Rowdy Tellez at first. Henry Davis in the 3 spot. I'll actually switch that around. So I like that. We'll go ahead, and if you look back at the options and previews. Oh, so Miami's actually way better than us somehow. You know that's bad when the Miami Marlins are way better than you. We'll get it going, and we'll start with Jared Jones. We'll do until RISP, and he made it through the first, giving up just 1 hit, and we'll do the same going the other way. And we didn't even get a hit. Oh no. So, speeding through this one. It's a pitcher's duel. And now Gorski has made it to second base. So, Olivares and Gorski. Let's take a look at the game log. It looks like one of them was a walk. So yeah, a walk to Gorski and then a single for Olivares. Debating doing a double steal, but I'm just going to swing away here with 2 outs. Brian Hayes shoots it out into right field. Should be an out. And it is, so we don't do anything with that situation. Through 3, it is knotted up. And the second time through the lineup, Jones struggles a little. Tim Anderson is up at second now. And we'll get out of it. Nice little fly ball to our second baseman, Xavier Edwards. Going the other way. Brian Reynolds with a leadoff double, and Rowdy Tellez makes contact, moves him over. It actually gets through. Wow. That is going to be an RBI double for Rowdy Tellez. Getting it right past the second baseman there. And here comes Henry Davis. So first run of the game goes to the Pirates. 1 run on 3 hits. Xavier Edwards up, makes contact. I think that might fall in. It does. Hangs up long enough for Tellez to not be able to go, though, and that'll be runners on the corners. But with 1 out, let's see what Triolo does here. Makes contact, shoots it out into the gap, and that could be an RBI double, a 2 RBI double, sorry. Edwards does have the legs to go home, and he is going, and he makes it, and that's an RBI triple, 2 RBI triple. For Jared Triolo, so a good call-up with the expanded rosters. Triolo earning himself the possibility of hanging around another year. And that's going to be another RBI. So this is an offensive slugfest for the Pittsburgh Pirates here. Now Gorski walked his last at bat. He'll get a single in the opposite direction. And we still only have 1 out. All this when we haven't given up a single, or we haven't hit a single out yet. And I jinxed it. Oh no, I didn't jinx it. That is a double off the wall. Thought for sure that was going to be a fly out to center field. Instead, that is a 2 RBI double for Eddie Olivares, and AJ Puck's night is over. 6-run 4th inning. JT Chargois. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but we'll make him French for the time being. Gets the first out. Reynolds up next and makes contact, but should be out number 2. And that ends the bleeding. Puck gave up, I believe, 6 runs, or 5 runs without giving up an out. Getting it out. And we go the other way now. All right, so doing something. Cortez up, and so they get runners in scoring position, but can't bring them in. 2 hits that inning. Lead remains 6-0. And we'll do our little simulation. And simulation the other way. Chisholm is now up at second. And this is with no outs, so a little bit scarier for us here. Looking at their upcoming hitters. We have a string of lefties and then a string of righties. So I'll get Bailey Falter and Brent Honeywell warming up. And we will hope Jones can get out of this. And it looks like he might. Should be a double play. And it is not. Really disappointing when you see that and you're like, got the double play. Don't turn it. But at least we get one. I think I'm going to play the infield in. Might be a mistake, but Berger makes contact, and yeah, playing the infield in was a mistake. Not a huge mistake. I don't know what the heck is happening there. Why were they able to advance? Oh, we got the runner at second, so I guess they thought we were going home with it. That was a bizarre looking play. Josh Bell up and makes contact, shoots it out into center field. Of course, he should be able to get it, and he does. Jones makes it out alive, just 1 earned in the 6th inning. I think we'll probably go with Honeywell in the 7th. Yeah, we get out of that. So Jones is still up there. I'll let him keep going, but it looks like he's probably going to get a walk here. And he does. I think that's it. In comes Honeywell. It's Luis Urias. 1-1 count. The sun has set here in in Pittsburgh. Gosh, I am losing my mind. Into foul territory, Henry Davis has it. Out number 1. Nick Fortes up next. Makes contact over to third. Gets right past Brian Hayes. That will be the 2nd run of the game. 3rd run of the game. Fortes with a 2 RBI double. Jazz Chisholm up, striking out. And Timmy Anderson, former top pick, never quite came to fruition, but he'll get an RBI single out into left there. And Brent Honeywell continues to suck. Wrong team. Look, I'm losing my mind. Bailey Falter going. We will visit the mound. Says he's fine. He better be fine. Jesus Sanchez, first pitch. That is a 2-run homer. Ooh, wow. So we're having ourselves a bad inning here. It's a tie game. Oh, man. Brent Honeywell has been a disaster for us this season. All right. Till RSP, nothing happens. Here comes Bailey Falter. Let's see how bad it gets. Really, that 4th inning was the only time we were good at all in this game. Thompson up next. Grounds out. Oh, boy. Here it comes. Falter, that's contact, but should be an out. Out number 2. And please get a strikeout of John Birdie. Yeah, he does. Good job. Good job, Bailey. So the bullpen is blowing this one up. Rowdy Tellez up. And makes contact. Grounds out to the first baseman. Jose Cisnero. Pitching to Henry Davis. That's contact up the middle. Should be a hit, and it is not. Great play by John Bertie. Xavier Edwards, the former Marlin, who we traded to get earlier in the season, will take a walk, and you better believe we are stealing with him. There is no universe where in a tie game in the 8th inning with a base stealer, we are not stealing. Triolo strikes out, though. Nothing doing. All right, so Falter is still on the mound. And he starts things off with a leadoff double out into center field. It's a bad start. You better believe that we are going to be working on our bullpen this offseason. And that's going to be the game. Or not the game, but the go-ahead run. I guarantee you we're not going to score in the ninth. I've been to one too many rodeos this season. But I think this is like episode 26 or something. You've seen the way this plays out. You've all seen this movie before. It's a classic Pittsburgh Pirates out of the park baseball 25 story. Yep. Oh, man. Can I, like, pitch at someone's head? Am I allowed to do that? Josh Bell. Just hit a home run, dude. Oh, it's even better. It's a wild pitch. Strikes him out. Bailey Falter. Throwing bullets. All right, Tanner Scott coming in for the save. He's having a good year, which is completely unrealistic. Andrew McCutchen start things off. 2-2 count. Probably going to strike out. Yup. Matt Gorski up next. Full count. And he strikes out. And Eddie Olivares. At least he will not strike out. 1-1. Makes contact on a slow grounder to the catcher. And that is the game. Put a bullet in the chamber and put it somewhere. I don't think I can finish that joke on YouTube. But yeah, that was as miserable a game as we've played in a while. Up 6, and then you just completely blow it. Brent Honeywell, I just kind of just want to cut him because of how terrible he has been this season. I'm for sure going to do this right now. Brent Honeywell Jr., you are demoted. Oh, he's out of options and must be cleared. So transactions, waive and DFA. Get out of here, buddy. Let's call Paul Skeens up. Promote. And I'm going to do one more crazy thing here before the end of this video. We are going to, and I keep doing that, and I don't know why. We're going to go to the front office. We're going to go to organization, and I'm going to have my AI set up my minor league system just to get it a little bit more in line. A quick look at what's going on here. Termarr Johnson. I think I want to avoid calling him up because I don't want to start the clock on his options and his salary increase. So we'll keep him right where he is. And we will go to our pitching staff. We got Lauer. Let's do this. Clear pitching staff. Ask bench coach for pitching staff. All right, so Skeens would be our next starter. And that'll be Miami Sean Manaea. And Braxton Garrett up next after that. Then we have the Kansas City Royals coming up. Looks like Jared Jones isn't even good enough to be in our rotation right now based on this information. It's kind of interesting. I think I'll actually switch back to a 6-man rotation and just make him our number 6 starter since he's doing well. I want to keep him going. Since Lauer has switched to that follower role because for whatever reason they really, really enjoy that. I don't know why. My whole bullpen is lefties right here. I'm gonna switch him off and move him into setup, and then I will actually make Majensky my opener. Where do I do that? Primary role. Stopper. Is it only a secondary in their role? There we go. And then I'll just make him middle relief, and Holderman I like as my not closer. Setup. Setup. And we'll do something like that. All right, so let's simulate this Skeens game, see how bad it goes. Mike Burrows is able to come off the IL, and yeah, that went really, really bad. At least he got strikeouts, but 4 earned through 4 2/3. Mike Burrows is able to get called up. Let's call someone down. I don't even know who to call down. I hate all these guys. That's not true. I don't hate everyone. I've just been highly disappointed by a lot of these guys over the course of the season. I guess Marco Gonzalez would be the guy to call down. We're going to do that. We're going to waive in DFA Marco Gonzalez, and we are going to put Mike Burrows on the pro team. Team home screen. Nope. What am I doing? I'm telling you, I'm losing my mind. It's really happening. And then we got to review our DFA. Boyd refuses to be demoted. Release player. Honeywell. Yeah, okay. Oh, they still got to clear waivers first. So he refuses to be demoted. Well, I can't do anything with him. Yeah, peace out, Matthew Boyd, I guess. Don't know what else to do there. Simulate against Braxton Garrett, which also goes terrible. Majinski does the opener into Lauer, who completely gets obliterated, and then Mike Burrows. Oh, man. What a game that was. That's like the whole season in a nutshell there. All the guys we were hoping would do well did not do well at all. Go ahead and simulate through this Kansas City series, and then we'll just end this video. And that's a loss in extras. Blown save. Not a blown save by Bednar, actually. Baraki and Bednar. So again, 2 guys, and that's unearned runs. Multiple errors. I don't even know what's going on anymore. There's nothing to look forward to. We've got to end this season. A 4-11 loss to Kansas City. This is Ronzi against Mitch Keller, of all people. Great. And last but not least, a sweep by the Royals, JT Brubaker. So every single pitcher gives up 1 run. So, hey, at least we're consistently terrible. And that's going to be it for this video. So we continue to be absolute garbage. Let's take a look at the pennant race and see what's going around in the rest of the league. Looks like the Braves have a firm lock on the East. In the Central, it looks like the Cardinals are going to walk away with it with 2 weeks left. They have a 5-game lead on the Brewers. And in the West, it is the Dodgers division by a mile. We got the wild card. Phillies got wild card spot number 1 locked up. Brewers look like they're going to get number 2 spot. And then it is a race between the Giants, Cubs, and Diamondbacks. And Padres maybe. 2.5 is a pretty healthy lead at this point, though. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting there. In the American League, the Red Sox and Orioles are in a heated race for the AL East title. I'm sure one of them will at least get the wild card, which is one of the reasons I hate the 3 wild cards, but whatever. Playoff money revenue, right? Right, guys? What does the regular season matter anyway? Divisions, who cares? Who cares about divisions? The Detroit Tigers are going to win the Central by a pretty healthy margin, and shockingly, the Guardians are in 2nd place there. I mean, this is, both in real life and in this game, I'm sure this is the worst division in baseball. So, and then the Astros and Mariners battling for the AL West title. Rangers pretty healthily behind, but they have fought their way back into contention. I think they might even be in the wild card race here. Well, they're 4 games out of that last spot, so that's doable. Good for the Rangers. They were like in dead last at the trade deadline, so they must have had a very healthy, August and September. Where do I see schedule? Why can I not figure out how to navigate these menus? I know it's here somewhere. Meet the team, pitching, lineups, strategy. Does it only exist for my team? No. Whatever. I'm not going to bore you guys with terrible. You can see that, yeah, they were right here and fighting back up. Oh, no, that's the Angels. I'm even dumber. They were right here. So, yeah. So, at the trade deadline, they were way back, and they had a huge surge in August. And then, last but not least, scroll. I should have just done that. I guess I scrolled too far. What am I doing? Baltimore Orioles and the Seattle. So the Seattle Mariners are not for sure in, but you got some teams there, I guess all the way down to the Blue Jays, maybe even the Twins. So it's a race, but we'll see how it goes. We got 2 weeks left. We're going to finish this off, end our misery, simulate the playoffs, and get to the offseason. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed and are looking forward to a healthy Pittsburgh Pirates offseason where we fix all our problems and win a championship next year, right? Yeah, we can hope.